Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Sydney. Welcome. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. So today I'm gonna show y'all how I do my everyday summer makeup. And I say summer because I've been practicing keeping it lightweight because it's going to be hot here. And if you live in Atlanta, you already know it's already hot. So this is usually my everyday routine, and it's just gonna be a little bit more in depth. Usually to get a really glowy base underneath my makeup, I really love the Drunk Elephant dewdrops. So they have a goldy one and then they have a bronzing one. Today I use the gold one because I don't really have much of a tan and I don't want it to be too harsh. So you can use either one. They both have, well, this one has niacinamide and then this one has cocoa peptide extract. So I just kind of like to use either one, but you want to make sure you kind of mix them in with your moisturizer so that it gives you an even coverage all over your face. I have talked about this skin tint a lot on my TikTok. I am using the shade Medium Honey, and it's the perfect color match for me. So I just go ahead and put a few drops on my face. I like to go in with a foundation brush for this and just go ahead and buff it out. As you guys can see, look at that. It just literally blends right into my skin. It honestly is the perfect shade match. And I love the coverage. It's not too much, but to me, it still gives a skin-like foundation finish, but it's not too heavy. If you want a more light coverage, you don't have to use as many drops. You can probably just do one and put it on the back of your hand. But I like this for just a little bit more of a dewy look. Especially, you can get away with using this as foundation if you want to, without it being too heavy. And look how beautiful that base is. Honestly, I'm obsessed every time I do it. Next, I'm gonna go in and do my contour. I like to use the Mario Soft Sculpting Shaping Stick. This is in the color Medium Dark. And I actually don't apply this directly to my face. I will use a Real Techniques brush. This is their soft sculpting brush, so it kind of goes hand in hand. And I'll just put a little bit on the brush and very lightly do a bit of contour. You see how it's a natural shadow, nothing too harsh, but I just do light on the forehead because the goal is to have it look as skin-like and as natural as possible and not be a full glam look and wearing the least amount of product. So I just like to do it where I normally do it. I'm not gonna do contour my nose. I'm just gonna take any excess product and put it on my nose, whatever's left on the brush. That's it for contour. Lately, I've been loving the Hourglass concealers. These are a bit controversial. A lot of people don't like them. I really like them. And I use two shades. I use Dune and Beach. Dune is closer to my skin tone and Beach is a highlight. So I usually go in with Dune first and just put a little bit under the eye and the same places that you usually put concealer. Depending on the look that I'm going for, if I'm trying to go for a more glam look but not wear a lot of product, I will just do this and not highlight. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm just going to use Dune. And then I go ahead and blend that out with my Paw Paw beauty sponge. These are my favorite beauty sponges because you get 6 in a pack for 20 bucks. And to me, they are better than beauty blenders. You can get them from Amazon. They're linked in my Amazon storefront if you guys are interested. And you see how that concealer just kind of matches the skin tint we put on, so it's not super heavy. Always been using for years is the Anastasia Brow Wiz, and this is in the shade Ebony. I just like the preciseness of it, and it's not too creamy where it starts to break down on you. So I'm just going to brush my eyebrows up, and I really only fill in the ends and towards the front a little bit. You don't want them too dark because the goal is the least amount of product and as natural as possible. So we're done filling the eyebrows in, very natural. I love the Anastasia, this is their Brow Freeze Gel. I bought the travel size to try it out, and when this is gone, I will be buying the full size because it's that good. It has two different ends on the bristle. So I like to go in with the more fluffier side. That way my eyebrows are still pretty fluffy and natural looking. So I just brush through them, and you're just going to make sure they're as flat as possible. So while my brows dry down, I'm gonna go in with my Charlotte Tilbury. This is almost gone and I love it so much. It is their Pillow Talk Matte Beauty Blush Wand. This is in the shade Pink Pop, and it's like this really pretty light pink shade. I will just squeeze a little bit out, and I like to put it 3 quick dots on my cheek. And I'm gonna go in and blend it in with a cream cheek brush. This is from Smashbox, and this just blends so beautifully into the skin, and it's not too harsh. You guys see, like, oh my goodness. That's why it's almost gone out of the tube. It's one of my favorites, and I love that it's matte. You don't want to be too dewy before you leave the house, because throughout the day, you're going to get more oily because it's gonna be hot. So I'll usually put a little bit on my nose. And then now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in and finish setting everything. I really love the Huda Beauty. This is their Easy Bake, and this is in Peach Pie. I think I've bought pretty much every color except for the deeper shades. And I just kind of interchange them. Right now, Peach Pie is the newest shade, and so that's what I've been into because it doesn't really have much color. I have the pink one, but for today's purpose, I'm going to use Peach Pie because it is like a light taupey color, more like skin tone, very natural looking. I like to use a super big powder puff. I actually bought these from TJ Maxx, and they are the perfect size to set your under eye and your face. So this is what I'm gonna use today. This is by the brand Lovely. I don't know if you can try to find them or not. Always make sure that you blend out your under eye one more time before you go in with your powder. So I'm going to dip it in the powder, and I don't really tap any excess off. I leave it pretty full and go right underneath my eye, even over that blush. That way it blends right in with your contour. And I don't really like to bake. I'm really just kind of like setting underneath my eye until the powder kind of goes away. Then you want to continue to set underneath your contour. That way it gives it like a natural shadow. Same with the other side. And then use anything left to set anywhere else that you concealed. So like I said, I don't really bake, so I'm going to take this MAC Pro Contour. This doesn't have anything on it, but I just use it to dust any excess powder that might be on my face. So we're going in with another powder. This is by Essence. It is their Brighten Up powder. It's their banana powder. I really like this because it's more of a white powder, so it gives you a really nice under eye look, but it also helps keep your powder in place so your eyes don't crease. So for this powder though, I like to go in with this smaller powder puff. So I just usually will dab it in there like so. And you just want to focus it right underneath your eyes. You guys see the difference? It's like that Kim K look, you know, when she had the really bright under eye. I just love how this looks throughout the day. And it just really brings the highlight to the middle of your face without having to add so much product. Then we're gonna take the brush again and go ahead and brush any of that excess powder because we don't want it to sit there and look really white. And flawless. Get more skin-like, even though you can see that you guys can still see them. That's because our base is really light. But I like to go in and kind of just highlight them. So once I do that, now it's time for my favorite part, which is blush. I've really been loving Patrick Ta's new blush. This is in the color Just Enough. This is that new blue tone pink shade. So I'm just gonna go in and tap it. And this is the Ariel Morphe collection. And this is in the A22. I like this really as a blush brush. It's the perfect fluffiness. And I'm just going to brush that on my cheeks. Stop. Every time, this is like my dream blush. This color, it's so soft and light, not heavy at all. And especially if you don't really have a tan, you can get away with this because it's just like a natural flush look. For this summertime look specifically, I don't actually go in with any sort of contour because I want it to look as natural as possible. So as you can see, it's not very chiseled. It's very natural, but still like kind of coverage. I go and set everything on my face with the Sephora Micro Smooth Powder. Oh my goodness, if you guys do not have this, you need to go and get it. This is in the color bronze. It's the perfect color. This is really what holds everything together for me for the day without setting spray, without having to touch it up. I use a really big fluffy brush. This is the Real Techniques powder brush, and I just tap it and I just go all over my face with it and set my whole face. It literally gives you the airbrush look. If you have heard about this, it is definitely worth the hype. One of my favorite products ever. Lately, I've been like tapping back into highlighters. So I love the One Size Beautiful. I actually go in with the highlighter shade that's down here at the bottom. It's called Kisses Please. This is in their Attention Seeker palette. I'm going to just use another Ariel times Morphe brush. This is a little bit more dense. It's their A14. And I'm just gonna dip in it. And this is just a beautiful, like natural shimmery highlighter, but I feel like it's perfect for the summertime. So now we're on to lashes. We're finishing up, we're almost done. So I always like to curl my lashes because I no longer wear lash extensions. And this to me just makes the mascara work a lot better. I've been loving the Win Beauty. This is their mascara. This is Serena Williams' new line. This is in their Focus Black. I think the applicator is amazing and it honestly makes my lashes just look so long. So I go in with the flat side and I just wiggle jiggle it on my lashes. It really gives you the most natural mascara look to me. I like a more wispy look and not so much clumpy or thick. And that is one application. I love it. This is a tubing mascara also, which means it won't flake. I did do a whole review on Serena's line. If you check out my TikTok, if you guys are interested in trying out some of her products, but the mascara is one of the products that definitely stood out the most to me. I do love personally bottom mascara. A lot of people don't. I just feel like it elevates your look. So we're gonna go ahead and go underneath and do our bottom lashes. Do you guys see the difference? Okay, so now we're gonna go in with the Gissu. This is their newest drop. This is their Strawberry Sorbet. This is their honey infused lip oil. I did buy all 3 shades from Sephora during the Sephora sale, but this one is the most beautiful like red shade, and I think it's not super pigmented, but it definitely gives you that like summery, sun-kissed, eating fruit like lip look. And I just love like a red sheer lip gloss. This is the most hydrating lip gloss I've ever used. To me, it's better than their original formula. All 3 of the new ones to me are a little bit thicker and they last a lot longer. It's not so greasy. So this is the finished look. This is my everyday summer makeup look. This is going to be the most lightweight makeup that you'll ever wear. It's super sun-kissed. I feel like it's very natural looking and not a lot of products. The game changer is definitely the skin tint. That's going to change your makeup game so much, especially if you don't like really heavy foundations like me. So I highly recommend you guys check them out. I will have all the products listed below and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.